Hey everyone. It is what is it? Thursday now. The 20th. And last video I did was about the processor not running right and dying, and it would suck fuel out of the fuel filters, so on and so forth. So I guess this is kind of a follow-up video. And so Tuesday, which I started to do a video on and I just scrapped it, but I'm getting ready to leave here too. I'm gonna put the panels on in the morning and bolt everything down. So Tuesday they sent out a guy that's kind of new to them, and I love these LED lights in my mirrors. It really friggin' brightens things up, backing up. So they sent a guy out, and I haven't had him before, and I think he's a good guy. I just don't, I could tell the way that he was working around a problem that it wasn't the same as some other people. And he was just too quick to tell me that it was something in the tank, and I never really subscribed to that. I just didn't feel right. So I frigged around with it yesterday, thinking that there was ice in the tank, or just trusting him, and had it running all day long in the yard. I filled it up with fuel because the fuel tank's shaped like an L. And the hydraulic tank would fit in the corner of the L. So I decided, okay, I'll fill it up with fuel, and then once the hydraulic fluid gets kind of warm, it will warm that fuel up, melt whatever's in the tank. So, and it wasn't really that cold yesterday. It was mid to high 20s. So I did that, and I said, okay, time to go. And it didn't cure it. I started walking it up and down this road I'm driving out right now, and I figured if I could get it to run for an hour or longer, maybe I was on to what the problem was. It was something in the tank, melted, changed filters, nothing. Couldn't, and it wasn't really quite the same all the time, but it was never right. So, and I've been talking to Sanford. I've mentioned him in some of my videos before. He's a cat mechanic, and so we're talking about a few things, and it's really hard for somebody like him to give me an answer or whatever without being here. I understand that. So so I talked to him, and he said he was going to be close, or fairly close, to where we're working today. So he said if he had enough time when he's done. I talked to his boss. He said that's fine. So he didn't get over here until, it's, I don't know, 5:30 right now. He didn't get here until probably almost 2:30, 3 o'clock. I keep looking at the clock going, geez, is he going to have enough time? So he hooked on with the computer. Nothing really totally out of the ordinary. And then he hooked a pressure gauge, which the other guy did, but I don't think he was familiar enough with the machines maybe to make the connection. But so anyways, it has 3 fuel filters and a primer pump, little toggle that you flip, that you hold up, and it primes the fuel filters. Well, it makes pressure with that, but he put a gauge on it. When it's running, it should read between 60 and, I don't know, 80 psi or something like that. I'm not sure. And with that gauge on there, while it was running, it had 0 pressure. So basically, unless we missed something else, but essentially what that means is the transfer pump on that machine is part of the injector pump, or on the back of it, I guess. And so if that's reading 0 pressure in those filters when it's running, I guess it's just getting a little residual fuel from when the filters were primed. Maybe it's able to pull, the injector pump can pull a little bit. So anyways, what he did was made me a new plug. I'll have to take it off at night for now. That'll make that primer pump run all the time. It's like a little electric transfer pump. So I didn't, it sounded different. It definitely ran better. I haven't had a chance to track it up and down the road and run it for quite a while. But saying that, Sanford was pretty confident, which makes me feel pretty confident. And once again, like I've said before, I'm always totally amazed by Sanford. I mean, he is patient. You can see him working through a problem, and it always reminds me why I should just wait if there's something complicated, because Milton Cat should give him a raise, because I'm just more than pleased, and I always feel better when he comes out, because he will find the problem. You can see him doing that. So anyways, so that's where we're at, and that's what's happened with that. Apparently the transfer pump, whether it broke a shaft or however it's set up, but as long as you can feed fuel up to the injector pump and keep constant pressure on it, then you're good. So and I was kind of a little miffed about how it was still running, but I guess priming it, and there is some gravity from the tank, and maybe that is, it is able to pull a little bit of fuel. But whenever you really, and it didn't run right, but whenever you really load it up or get it just right, it won't, it'll kill itself or die, so which kind of makes sense too with what Sanford said, because the symptoms were worse when the tank was pretty low on fuel. So as that tank when I filled it, it got better, because there's just more pressure, gravity pushing that fuel. So that is the update right now, and I'm heading home. I'll come back in the morning, put the panels on, and hopefully, we talked about a couple of different things. I am going to have to, at some point, if this rigging he's got works fine, I still need to plan on some point getting that pump replaced. I guess from talking with him, it's a real pain in the ass where it is. So if I could time it, or things worked out right where I could have it, bring it to somebody's garage, that might work. So, and I feel like I was gonna say something else, but and I also wanted to mention that I don't do a lot of talking about my subscribers and stuff, but the last video I thought was pretty cool, and it was the kind of first time where there was a lot of good advice from a lot of my followers, which I don't have a big following, but I thought it was pretty neat that, hey, you can put a problem out there, and there's guys that may not know but have had similar experiences or ideas, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I appreciate all the comments and such. So anyways, I'm gonna cut this video off probably here and call it good. So like, subscribe, comment, we'll catch you later.